What's up, Pensacola and surrounding areas? My name is Matt with All Star Soft Wash. It's a pressure washing and soft washing business. Today we're doing gutter cleaning. I've got 3 projects on the schedule today, all repeat clients, all yearly clients. We're going to be using the blower on all 3 of the roofs. They're very walkable roofs, not super steep, and relatively new roofing material. So that's one thing I definitely take into account when deciding if I'm going to walk a roof. I also take that into account when it comes to pricing. So I'll be walking the roofs today. I'll show you some tips and tricks. If you're also a homeowner in the area and you decide you want to do it yourself, I'll show you what to look out for, what type of shoes to wear. And then also, if you're in my industry, I'll be giving you some job costing, in terms of pricing. I'll tell you what each job costs. And we're back at job number 2 of 3 today. This is a gutter clean, simple as that. Last job I kind of just got in the zone, in the flow state, and finished it without recording. Last job was $199. They found me on Thumbtack a couple of years back. I've since gotten rid of Thumbtack. It's a total scam. You can read more into that on the internet if you want to find out more, but I won't get into that. Today, what I'll be doing is gutters up here as well. You can see all the roof debris up there. This is a 250 job. It's a 2-level roof with gutters all the way. So last time I was here, I did the gutters, I did the roof debris, and then I did all the fencing surrounding the property. So all these pillars here, really nice home. With a really deep lot that this fence goes all the way to the back of the backyard and then loops all the way around the side on that side. Pretty large project last time. I think I did it in the fall, but it's held up pretty good. I did this iron rod as well. But yeah, today we're just going to set up a ladder on that side of the home, just on the first story over there, and get on the roof, blow it off, and get to job number 3. When it comes to placing my ladder, I like to set it at a place where it's as low as the roof line will allow me to be elevation wise. So in case of a fall, there's not a whole lot of gravity that has a chance to act on my body. But I'll look for the feet to be as stable as possible. These rocks don't make for a super stable spot, but it's decent. And then I have these standoffs, these stabilizers on both of my extension ladders, just to add some stability to it. I personally recommend this brand, this Louisville brand, and then I connect it to my Werner ladders. I've had no issues with instability whatsoever. You can see they're pretty rusty up here, but I've really liked these. I was referred to these by some guy on YouTube I saw a while back, and I added these bull horns to them. They do have a rubber grip on the end of it, but it's just a tiny little one. This thing is, I don't know, it was a game changer. When I decided to just swap from the basic ladder to something a little bit more stable. I mean, I can literally wobble a whole bunch on this ladder and it doesn't budge. So highly recommend getting a stabilizer and putting it on the top of your ladder like this. And here we go. Giant sticks. Lots of debris in the valleys. All this needs to be removed from the roof. Look at all that. So I'll get it done. Also, I'm going to talk about these shoes once I get down, but I really like this brand of shoe, and it's one that you would not expect to be very good at walking on roofs, but I'll show you in just a minute. So we're checking in here. It's about a couple hours later. Did the roof up top, blew all the debris off, and made sure all the gutters were completely clear. This one actually, I forgot it had gutter guards on top, but made sure that all those gutter guards were completely no debris on top. So I chatted with the customer. That was actually my first time meeting her in person. I met her mom too, who lives here. I guess she kind of helps her out, but they went to lunch and I asked her, I was like, hey, you guys have these fascia boards along the whole house that are dirty. And she had asked me in the past about a house wash, and to wash this house, you know, I was quoting $3.99 to wash the whole house, but they really just had, you know, I hadn't seen it in person, but they really just had some green on these white trim pieces surrounding the kind of the front entrance here and on the back side of the house as well. So I told her, hey, while I'm here, I'll clean everything that's dirty. I'll spot treat it for 150 bucks. That's something you really can't beat that price for, you know, the result. She now has a nice clean house that she's going to come back to, and I actually cleaned all these windows too, because there's really no way to clean all of this without cleaning what's below it. Otherwise you start to see some interesting streaking going on, where you've got some clean spots and then you've got some dirty spots, you know, in between the streaks. So yeah, I added 150 bucks to the ticket. Took me maybe 45 minutes extra, and she's going to come back to a perfectly clean house with her mom and be psyched. Here we are, final project of the day. Gutter cleaning number 3. You can see in the valleys that there's a good bit of debris buildup up there. I like to see that the roof is relatively new. I was on this roof last year. I believe they had this roof up at that time too, but some of the older roofs that I get on they've seen some pretty significant granule loss just from being out in the sun, or, you know, organic growth taking its toll as well. I offered last time around to do the house wash on this house, and in addition to the gutters, they didn't want to do it last time, which is totally cool, but it is definitely due for a house wash as well. But yeah, it looks like these gutters are pretty chock full. Got my blower with me, and should just take about an hour knocking it all down and then clearing all the paths, because ultimately all these leaves are going to end up on the walkways, and I like to leave my clients a clean space when I'm done. So let's get to it. that's it. Just finished project 3, headed home for the day. That project took about an hour and 10 minutes between parking and leaving. The whole roof was cleaned off, blown off. I took some video, obviously, and sent that over to the customer, sent his invoice as well. So he's been a remote client of mine for the last three years. I've actually never met him. But yeah, I show up and do the work for him, and he seems to be thrilled with the results that I send him. I send just usually a before and after picture, but this time, since I started a YouTube channel, I figured I could send him a little clip of the work being done. So I'm sure he'll be satisfied with that. So anyways, that's all I got for today. Back at it tomorrow. I will catch you then. Quick shoe review. These are my go-tos, and I own Cougar Paws, and I don't wear them over these. These are called the Skechers Wide Fit. I don't know. They're like $50 at Walmart. You can get them online, but they're Skechers. They've got Goodyear material on the bottom, super sticky on a roof. I think they're called the Vigor 3.0 or something along those lines. Yeah, they're 3.0s, but yeah, check these out. Highly recommend these. And again, like I said, I have Cougar Paws and they just sit at home. So